Hello folks, welcome back for another update. This is way overdue. I know, apologies for that. This is the official 19-month in update. So, on my last update I mentioned that I wasn't doing any water changes, or I stopped doing water changes. And that experiment has been going surprisingly well. So what I'd done is I first thought I'd just try and go a longer period without doing any water changes. My water change schedule was always religiously every week, at least sort of 17% of the system. So I thought, well, if I can control my nutrients, my nitrate and phosphates as close to zero as possible, using Red Sea's NOPOX and putting all the elements in as required, keeping the parameters nice and stable, I thought, let's just see how long we can go without doing any water changes. So I first started doing that, and I went 2 months in, dosing all the elements in, controlling my nitrate and phosphate with NOPOX, and I kept everything rock steady and brilliant. So the only issue I've got is obviously calcium, magnesium, alkalinity, and 3 important elements I kept up with, but with all the other trace elements in the water, I didn't really know what the levels were at because I don't test for them. So I decided to use the coral color, Red Sea's coral colors A, B, C, D, just 2 ml a day, just to keep them other levels of elements topped up. So yeah, I stopped doing the water changes and just dosed 2 ml of the coral colors elements every day, and results are great. Growth still maintained at the same rate, colour's good, all the fish are happy. So yeah, I run out of the elements A, B, C, D, the trial pack, and I thought, well, okay, let's just do like a mini reset on the system. So I bought a small bucket of Red Sea Coral Pro, which is the salt I use, and I did a series of 17% water changes every day, for like 5-6 days or something till the bucket was out, and that would probably calculate to about 50%, maybe 60 tops of the whole total system over the course of a week. That was 2 months ago I did that. So I did the same process again. Once I'd finished doing those water changes, I came back on with the dosing of the coral colours A, B, C, D, 2 ml a day, and a week or so ago then bottles run out. So we're 2 months in now from doing a water change, and everything's faring really well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do another 2 months on top now. Let's try and push the boundaries a little bit further and see what happens regards to growth, colour, etc. But yeah, the tank's going really well, surprisingly. Obviously, once I start seeing diminished growth, I will go back on with doing that same process. I should just do like a mini reset, like I did before. But let's try and go 4 months this time, on no water changes. So tank is going really well. The growth from the last video, hopefully you can notice, it's got to the point now where everything's colliding with each other. Some of the SPS corals are fine with touching each other and growing, entwining each other's, others aren't. The Hystrix, the green and pink Hystrix ceratopora, is fine with each other. They collide and entwine, no problems at all. Montipora is probably the most rapid growing one, and the green digitata up the top. I should get the camera off the tripod in a minute and zoom in on everything. But good growth on everything really. There's some corals go faster than others. My GSP is really, because they're on the dedicated islands, really sort of reaching out to try and grab onto rocks now. So I'm gonna have to start chopping off and fragging. I'm stalling on doing the fragging because the tank looks so nice, really full and everything grown out. It's just going to be a shame to start snapping everything off. And obviously I'm going to have to get a frag rack set up somewhere in the corner. It's just not a lot of space. There's only a 250 litre tank, so a bit annoying me, so I might try and leave the fragging, or pause on the fragging until sort of maybe we get to the 2 year, try and get to the 2 year marker before I frag anything. But I don't think I'm going to be able to go that long. It's getting to the point now where, you know, stuff's overgrown the top of other stuff and sort of blocking the light out. So we just see how it goes over the next couple of months with that. All fish stock fine. My peacock wrasse at the front now, just going across in the middle. He's grown to a nice size now. My mimic tang, not got too huge yet. Obviously he's growing bigger. No indication of real massive colour change. He's got a little bit bluer in the face and bluer around the outer fins. But yeah, all fine. My clownfish, I've noticed they're definitely acting weird, and they've definitely laid eggs. I saw a batch of eggs down on the which I'll zoom in a minute, in the corner of in their pulse coral home where they live on the patch of rock. So yeah, let's get this camera off the tripod and show you a little bit closer in on everything. Purple Stylophora. Now you've got to remember, if you follow my videos from day one, it looks like I've added loads of coral in here, but it's just the same frags, so the tiny little frags I put in there from the start. I've got all this growth. You know, all these frags started off literally half the size of a matchstick, sort of matchstick size, and just gone mad. This one here right in the centre, which is a tricolour Poecilophora. That was like the size of a penny. Now it's huge. It's bigger than the size of a fist. That was one of the corals that was rescued out of my cousin's tank. So if you're watching, Chris, and if you remember, this coral probably didn't look anything like when you give it to me. It was just like 3 tiny little heads, I think. And this one at the back, probably the biggest growth from this one, which is a green digitata, Montipora digitata. That was about matchstick size as well. This one's a huge colony that's really sort of branching out. That'll probably be the first one I have to frag, because it's starting to overcrowd the light from the rest of them now. The problem I've got is this Montipora, plating Montipora, and if I zoom in, that green hystrix is nearly touching the glass. So that'll probably be the first one to frag, because if I can't get the cleaning magnet through, that'll be a problem. So I like to keep the glass really clean. I clean the glass every day, the magnet. Annoyingly, you get coralline algae growing down the base, and I can't quite reach it with a Stanley blade. So once I frag this lot here, I'll be able to reach down. But this Montipora, plating Montipora, is really growing out, a massive white rim on it. I don't know if you can tell with the light. This pink, my original pink hystrix, is slowed down with growth. Not quite so much white tips on it, but the newer pink hystrix, like this one, it's got really nice white tips all the time. Okay, so there's these clownfish down here. You're doing really well. So let's start to lay eggs now down on this patch of rock down here. So we can zoom in and see if we can see if there's any more down there. It's quite hard to see, but there was definitely a patch of eggs that they kept fluttering around and protecting and guarding. they absolutely love this pulse coral, so they treat it like an enemy. So you can see the GSP sort of really starting to branch out, and it's starting to try and reach onto the main rock now, which is a bit concerning because I need to keep it off the main batch of rock because it will just crawl over the whole of this SPS escape. Algae blenny, great character. Zoom in properly. We're out of focus, there we go. So we get a little bit of a top down view. Really chuffed with the way this system's gone. It's my first proper SPS reef tank, and just by being on it, basically keeping the water parameters where they should be, nice and steady, we've had good success. My water parameters are, which I mentioned in every video, I run down. Temperature 26 degrees, my salinity is at 35 parts per thousand, calcium around 500, alkalinity between 9 and 10, probably more the lower part of sort of 9.2, 9.3 ish, magnesium 1500, nitrate as close to zero as possible, phosphate the same again, as close to zero as possible. But the most important thing is with all these figures is keeping them really rock steady and consistent. Test at least once a week, maybe twice a week on alkalinity. If you get any stray out of the figure you want to keep, adjust and get it where it needs to be. But that's the key I've noticed. If you pick a number, stick with it. Consistency is key, and corals will be happy and they will grow. Just move my tripod out of the way. So down in the sump, it's not as clean as I usually like it. Down in here I need to do a bit of a clean up. This is the sump. All equipment doing really well. Everything, I've not had to replace a pump or do anything for 19 months. Everything is as it was from when I set it up. Everything's working correctly. Skimmer's been brilliant. It's a Deltec SC1351 DC skimmer. Very quiet, very efficient. I've only cleaned it out probably 3 or 4 times, pump and everything. That's the sort of skim it's producing. Really nice thick foam, nice dark skim. There's the controller. This Waveline DC4000 return pump's been brilliant. Again, I've only cleaned it out probably 3 or 4 times in the course of 19 months. My phosphate reactor with Roaphos. Every couple of months I put in sort of 250 ml Roaphos. The TMC Easy Dose 3-channel dosing system for calcium, alkalinity and magnesium. Absolutely rock solid, reliable. I think I've had the magnesium clog up once, or the lines clog up, only because I dose sort of weekly on that. But no, all good. There's the Red Seas No Pox to control my nitrates. That's brilliant stuff. That I just dose 2 ml a day. I've just jacked it up to 3 ml a day actually, because I've got a reading of 0.5 parts per million nitrate. So if I just do that extra mil per day just to keep that as close to zero as possible. Once it hits zero, I'll probably back back down to 2 mil a day. It's coral colours, A, B, C, D. They've all run out now, so I'm going to pause on them for the next month or so. Feeding about 3 times a day. A couple of blocks of frozen, some algae flakes, marine flakes from Vitalis. Yeah, that's it. My heating system is the Aquamedic controller with a titanium heat bar. Just noticed that actually. First Aptasia in a while. Let me zoom in on that. I shall have to get some Red Sea Aptasia X to kill that. Just a mimic tank. Awesome tang he is. Definitely the boss of the tank. I've not fed yet today, so that's why they're out asking for their food. Peacock wrasse, colours are awesome. Where's he gone? He's hiding, he's shy. But yeah, that's about it, folks. Apologies if I've not replied to any of your questions. I've just been so busy, and you can imagine I get so many questions with stuff, it's hard to keep up with it. I should do my best to try and answer your questions. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments below on this video so I can see them all in one place. It's easy for me to reply. So yeah, apologies if I've not replied. It's been so many, I've been so busy with stuff. And apologies we haven't done an update for a while. I hope to do an update every month, but sometimes it's better to leave it a little while so you can see a difference in growth and stuff and progression over a little bit of a longer period. But that's it. I'm going to wrap the video up, folks. Say any questions, chuck them in the box below, and I shall hope to do another update in a month's time. Thanks for watching, folks. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Give it a like. Thanks, folks. Bye bye.